Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the 10th episode of the Synitic Sound Change stream. We are dealing with Hakka today. Um okay, good. It's working. My setup is working. Whoops. Okay. Uh when we last left off, I don't remember what I did last time, but when we last left off, it had something to do with um just dealing with all the simple sound changes of Hakka. But so this is what we have right now. We have a bunch of sound changes over here. We have the input words which are our reconstructions, and we have our output words which should be the same as the attested forms in Hakka over here. Um as you can see, as you may be able to see, I'm not sure. Those don't quite match. For example, this one. And so what we're doing today is to come up with sound changes to make them match. Um, right. So let's see what we have so far. What we have is just like a changing of the prominence of the diphthongs, quote unquote diphthongs. Um, yaw turning to yu, k turning to h, retroflex nasal merging with the velar before a palatalizing environment. So that explains words like uh this one, nyo, instead of as reconstructed, this would be nyo, but because of that palatalization that merges with nya. Phonetically it's a palatal nasal, but um it's phonemically a velar nasal, which is why I put the velar nasal here. I don't think I have the allophones here, but I might add them later. Okay. Uh, I put them this early because it doesn't matter, but then after that, we'll see the tone split. The tone split where voiced syllables go into the lower register and the voiceless syllables become the higher register. Lower register is marked with B, higher register is marked with A. And then after that, a bunch of mergers happen. And Hakka devoicing is pretty simple. All the voiced consonants, all the voiced stops become aspirated, and all the fricatives devoice, voice fricatives devoice. And yeah, after that, vowel stop no longer becomes phonemic because we have the tones. And then some other tone mergers later, we have something that looks pretty simple. Uh, does it look pretty simple? Not really. Um, what I was doing when I had the time over the past few weeks was to try to figure out if there was any pattern to the sound changes in uh Moyen Hakka, especially this rule here, where the light rising tone, so the voiced rising tone, merges with dark level, which is the voiceless level tone. Um, and I just forgot something. Let me just quickly uh, do that. Um, okay. But yeah, I think that we're trying to see if it shows up there, and I don't think so. I think unfortunately it's covered. Uh, but essentially I was looking at the various voiced rising syllables here that are voiced rising in Wayahaka. Uh, the pronouns don't seem to be directly cognate, so we looked at. I was looking at some others, like the word ear. Ear seems to be. I was trying to see if there was any like conditioning environment that would bring some of them to the dark level tone, but some of them, uh, but like some others stay in the rising tone. And it seems like there aren't any. At least when I was looking at it, I should be doing that. When I was looking at it here, uh, the voiced rising tone. s- These are these are dark rising. These are dark rising. These are light rising. Here in this column, ignoring the pronouns this well, these two pronouns. It seems like most of them stay like it just doesn't seem like there is any conditioning factor for them to go into the uh dark dark level tone. Uh as you can see here, or at least no phonetic environment. Uh because these two seem pretty similar. One's a velar nasal, one's a um the other one, the dental nasal, followed by an E. However, both of them are uh they're open syllables. Basically they have a pretty similar phonetic environment, but uh like the conditioning like one of them has gone into the dark level tone and one of them stayed in the rising tone. And again, like if it's just a matter of like velarness, then you have your ng here and your ka here. But who knows? Who knows what's going on there? So yeah, back to the that. Right. So we have our unrounding of U and our uh retroflex causing following ya to dissimilate. So we have words like tang, uh well, is it tang? Yeah, because it's 4-4. So it is tang for here from tiang. I guess it's not even retroflex because this is just straight up anything dental seems to uh cause it to dissimilate. Let's see if we have it. Yeah, so this one's still tiang, but in reality it's tang. And retroflex just becomes dentals as happens in a lot of Sinitic. So, uh, what else? Let's just go down the list, shall we? Uh, Shot seems to be a problem because this is actually shot. Let's see. Shot. Where is it? Shot. Uh, so let's just mark those with a star here. Huh. And apparently that just wipes that. Okay. Good and okay. This wouldn't be neat, but something else that gives us but it seems like a lot of these have um velar, not velar. What was I saying? A lot of nasals followed by a high vowel seem to merge into a syllabic nasal here. Um, hmm. So perhaps, well, okay, this is not that. This is not the ancestor to this form, so we can ignore it for now. This, I don't have a rule for this because I would expect it to come out as gen, but apparently it's gin. Um, not gen. I mean gen. Is it gen or gen? I'm not sure what the. I can't do a 4/4, or at least 4/4 is hard for me. Uh, the tone value 4/4 that is. But this comes out as gin. I'm not sure if it's a borrowing plus some sort of like hypercorrection of some sort, but yeah. I'll have to check all the words with n. Loy just becomes loy. Um, it becomes e instead of e, and that seems to be like. Sorry, let me just. Okay, yeah. All right. Right. This one stays in the rising tone and not the and doesn't go into the dark level. Not sure what's up with that. I am uh yeah, not sure what's up with that. We might have to like reconstruct a different like conditioning environment or something uh like voiceless nasals or something like that. Set is kind of weird here. Uh, but it's one that like Laos is just one that we don't have a good thing, or we just don't have a good reconstruction for. I put it as a sheet here, but I'm not confident in it at all. Um, right, guy. Um, I would say nine should probably be something like knee. And if we apply that, this still comes out as knee. But I'm not sure if there are any um knee syllables. I think there was one that we saw earlier for ant, but yeah, again, that's something that's something for a future time. Uh Going down this list again, we have the word for ear somewhere. Okay, I'm scrolled a bit too far down. Uh this one works. Louse Louse is the problematic one. Wing seems like Wing is kind of but okay. Wing is kind of problematic in that it became eat instead of the expected yeah, but we could explain that by it being a borrowing from a later form. So this one became um ik, and then it was borrowed in, and then that became eat or eat. Sorry. Okay. Nyo becomes nyo or nyo. Um, yeah. This becomes this becomes nyo. which we'd expect. Hand becomes su, which is also what we expected. Um, fly becomes in. That's good. Night becomes ya from ya. So that checks out as well. This one checks out. We don't, oh, we do have the word for neck, and that does check out. Uh, we don't have the word for far, so that's unfortunate. We can't check that. So, so looks correct. Vo, um, vo, I think looks right. No, yes, it does look right because it's vo. So that's good. Women. I don't think we have that word there. Konsuin. Hello. Do I know you from somewhere? Uh, but yeah, welcome to the stream. We're just going through the words we have right now and checking to see which ones are problematic, or at least which ones aren't um done by. It's yum yum. God damn it. uh, no, wait, yum yum would be ngo, because yes, because Hakka, right. Wait, okay, hello. Are you Maxim? No, first stream. First stream way back when. God, I don't remember. Sorry. Uh, wait, no, is where do I have it? Right. Okay, so this should be A. Yes, that is a problem. Let me mark that. Okay. Uh, it wouldn't be nyuk though. It would be nyuk. Unless the five is like the tone category, in which case, sorry, I read it wrong. Um, but yeah. Uh, so that's marked. Thanks for reminding me. Um, I don't know how to refer to you. Shirohite. Yeah. Okay. Continuing on. I think we have Thai, which is Thai for big. Wait, skipped a few. Stone. Jia becomes sa, which is right. Ku becomes fu. Uh, gong. Uh, wait, gong becomes gong. Nga becomes nga. Um, you have Mao instead of okay. If the word they use to write it is correct, this would be mo, or at least is cognate with the words written with the same character in other languages. This would be mo. Um, and it seems like there's some sort of thing going on where all becomes ah, or maybe that's a retention of something. But let me just add it here. I'm not sure what order these are supposed to be in. I think it wouldn't matter. So, O to ow. Let's just mark this as 13 as well. So, all becomes before a wa or something. Something like that. If we apply that, we have mo becoming mao, which would be correct. Shoite. Did the mods get darker? Oh, wait, that's presumably unrelated. My bad. Okay. Nga. Nga is nga. Mo is mao. Um, and then big is tai. Which is correct for this because there seems to be like a thing with a bunch of southern Chinese languages where there's ya glide at the end of the word instead of the form which is da that we would see elsewhere in Sinitic. So, for example, in Mandarin, da, and in Hokkien, dua, those are forms that come from a form without the final ya glide. Okay, it is of course it. Um, for one, who pronouns are weird across Sinitic. It seems like none of them are cognate. Um, him would be gi. So that I think is pretty. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Uh, kyo, kyo and go are correct. Da is correct. This doesn't have again. It's a pronoun. Pronouns suck in Sinitic because it seems like there aren't that many that are cognate. And when it comes to personal pronouns, those are usually pretty secure, but you reach further back and those just seem like they come from a different time than the rest of their vocabulary. Fish becoming is one we want to deal with. So, but okay, so the problem is that we can't really just say that any nasal or any non-labial nasal plus e becomes a syllabic nasal because we have some other changes or we have words that are ni instead of n. Unless if we look at I suppose this one really doesn't help. It's relative. Yudo doesn't really, or I suppose in its language it would be like ed or something like that. It wouldn't really help here because I think all of it, like this. Wait, nya, right? Nya syllable comes from a syllabic nasal itself. So if we can see, what's the other one? Not this one. I thought there was another syllabic nasal somewhere further down. But that might be a bit hard to find at this moment. So I'm just not going to do that. Uh, so it seems, but generally my point is that this nya syllable corresponds to the syllabic nasal of moyen. Uh, so maybe we should deal with these syllabic nasals next. So, okay, let's just save this. We just want the input words, I think. Yes. Let's download this into Moyen. And then let's just deal with anything let's just delete everything that isn't a nasal followed by a high front vowel. So with that, or anything that doesn't give us a what is this? A syllabic nasal. So we're just gonna delete a whole bunch of these. Nyo is going to stay. Let's see. Let's see if we have any other syllabic nasals or forms that are like nasal plus e. I don't think there are too many. Uh, hide doesn't exist. Nah isn't one of them. Uh, Nyan isn't one of them. I guess we should also include me, but um where is it? That's very far down. To cry, to weep. Mo. I feel like mo is further down. No, moi. Yeah, there we go. There's the word for tail. After that, we um dog, to cry, uh to tie up, im, the rope thing, fat. Hmm. Okay, we also have two, and that might be the list here. Okay. Um, that might be the list. No, also becomes a syllabic nasal, so we have to keep that as well. But everything else is going to be deleted. Okay. Uh, let's do it this way. You don't have that form, and so what's left is this. If we apply our sound changes, they don't really change much, which is not correct because we want them to be um separate. So the outputs of these should be um ni or wait. This one should be a syllabic nasal. This one should not be a syllabic nasal. This one should be a syllabic nasal. This one should just be me. This one becomes ni, I think, as well, which means let's just see. Yeah, it becomes ni. So what we're getting is that it seems this um the retroflex nasal becomes a late uh hmm okay. I'm just wondering if the other chat was saying anything that was like stream specific, but no. Uh, but yeah, this one is so it seems like the retroflex nasal becomes well phonemically the velar nasal, but phonetically it would be the palatal nasal. But otherwise it doesn't seem like. Sorry, let me just mess around with the settings a little bit. There we go. And that, and then those, and that works. Okay, good. Okay, so it seems like a velar, not a velar, a nasal followed by a high front vowel. Um, okay, so one of the things we have to do is to move this like very, very far back. Something like that. Let's just call this, I don't know, randomly 24, I guess. And before that, we want uh nasal syllabification here. And we can make all the nasals. Well, not all the nasals. I suppose it's just like N and right? Or, well, in this case, it would be like just ni becoming uh n, or wait, nasal syllabification 13a, uh e becoming wait. It would have to be like e becoming that and u becoming that as well. Uh, after this, how to do like multiple things. just this, right? N and velar nasal, something like that. Or maybe it's no, because this one also becomes e. Yeah, so it isn't conditioned by the first. At least for your dialect, this would be ni, 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 mm, if this helps. Well, I'm trying to stick just to the data right now, or at least like, uh, because I don't know. I think it's kind of a. When I say it's kind of a mess, I feel like it's kind of a mess, or at least I don't know. Because okay, is there are there voiceless nasals in this common ancestor? I honestly don't know because if we look back to Old Chinese, the voiceless nasals don't like simply become uh like the same nasal with a tonal difference, right? You're gonna help me fix the data. It looks messy. Uh, yours is basically more, yeah. I I think they're pretty similar. It's just like some of these are instead of right? Well, not you. Like you would be different. Uh, because they also have it. Although I'm wondering if this is just like the whole frequent words in low stress environments just undergo a separate set of sound changes, right? Oh. There must be voiceless nasals to some. No, okay, okay. So what I'm thinking about six is that the others are all like I don't see why it or well, I guess if that's the case, because um yeah, if that's the case, then probably because I was thinking of like the what is this Hakka? This is Hakka. Yeah. Hi Israel. Welcome. Uh but yeah, to explain because I didn't notice this because like I'm more used to like the Hong Kong dialects, which are for which these are like three something like 3-1 or something like that. And so I was thinking, okay, this is 3-1, these are 3-1. So it wouldn't surprise me if this was like I don't know, infected or something, whatever. Like whatever the proper term is for that. 要整下個 volume。係咪應該要大聲啲？ Because I'm not sure. Like the problem is that if I mess with my volume too much, it feels like uh I'm still like very new to this. And I don't know, because if I turn this up, then the problem is that my mic peaks a lot, which is I think a problem. Like I can try it like this and we can see if that's better. Nope, five is tone five. It's okay, send you guys keep going for now. Thank you. Thank you. 多謝大佬. uh but yeah, I think if we apply these then these would turn out like that. And then if and I would just do can I do this? Will you accept this? Becoming nothing before uh or something like that. I guess it doesn't work. But if I separate this out, this might. Uh, let's try it this way. Yep, the volume is fine. Is it fine now or is it like too loud now? Okay, I honestly have no idea what's going on then. Uh, with this. Uh, yeah, maybe it has to be like. Okay, I can deal with that later. But essentially, like if you see a syllabic nasal, it's just a syllabic nasal, and then we can debug this later. Uh, except for the word for tail, which is me. That's good. Okay, that's good. Except for the word me, which is tail, because I'm not sure about this. It was too softler. Okay, that's good. Okay. So the word for tail, I'm not sure how to deal with this because this would be. I thought it was muy in what is it in Fuyang Hakka. So close relative, but not exactly the same. Uh, I don't know. What is it in your dialect? Shirohite. Um, honestly, I'm tempted to call this like oi again because it seems like a lot of I might be going off of Cantonese too much. This might have to be like oi or oi, but then that doesn't really explain the F because it seems like a lot of things happen to the initial consonant if uh before like it, at least in Sinitic it seems like things only happen before like a high vowel or a high or a glide, unlike in Romance where the velars palatalize before an as well. Um okay, so you're also me. Okay. The rule is voiceless nasal rising to tone 3, voice nasal rising to tone 1. Tone 1. Yeah. We might have to reconstruct. I really didn't want to, but I guess we have to reconstruct voiceless nasals, especially because of this. Yo. Give me a voiceless nasal mark. Combining ring below. Uh, I will put you here. Okay. So we'll have to deal with that this way. It's completely invisible. Okay, that looks better. Voice nasal rising to yeah. So this does mean like wide-ranging changes across most of the reconstruction. Um, let's see. See, the problem is that this is also the one right next to it, AA Yudo. Uh, I think it's that. I think it would be Yidu. Yidu in the native language, I guess. I think that would be or at least it's also classified as Hakka, but we also don't see the same voiceless patterning here. So I'm wondering what's going on with it essentially. Uh maybe it just later collapsed all the sonorants into the other tones. But yeah. Also, it seems like there's an interesting sound change where only T has gone away, like a final T has gone away, but the final K still remains. Okay. So yeah, I guess if we're doing that, if we're just going to change our reconstruction like that, let me just do a little bit of that. Um can I okay. This should do. This looks fine, right? Yes. Okay. So if that's the case, let's just look at the not the sound changes, but the evidence and separate out that set. So we have these words here that don't. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. Um, so we have the voiceless nasals here that remain in 3-1. These are weird, so I'm just going to ignore these. This one would have to be a voiceless nasal as well. Um, right. This one stays in 3-1, or this one becomes 4-4, which is weird as well. So, oh, because this one's okay. Let me just group all the 4-4s out of. Let me just get all the 4-4s out of here. Okay. And I think this one as well, right? And then we can, oops, put you here, I guess, and then do that, and then insert one row below or something like that, and then we can call this. So this would be the default, not the default, but like this would be the tone for that, but like after a non-voice, wait, a voiced initial, right? Voiced initial. Or did I reverse that? This would be a voiceless initial, I think. Or wait, no. I'm confused. I need a brain not working. Family reads mon as men, but Wiktionary lists it as men. Uh Me neither. I feel like there's a lot of there's possibly a lot of like borrowing and then like trying to fit it into a pattern going on there. Um okay, 3-1 would be the voiceless. This would be voiceless. Voiceless initial. Although there is also this, which becomes, or maybe this is just like non-voiceless nasals. Because okay, if all the voiced ones become 4-4, right? Then the question is, if all the voiceless, no, if all the voiced, uh, or is it just sonorants? It could be just sonorants. Voiceless sonorants become 3-1 along with the rest of them because we also have like tool, which seems like a voiced initial. But then we also have heavy becoming tong and like stand becoming ki. Yeah, voiceless nasals to 3-1, voice nasals to 4-4. But then I'm pretty sure to is or like to is like an initial um like initially voiced, right? This I would have not the environment, but like for this one I would have reconstructed this as like do rising. Mainly because of the Cantonese reflex and like I think this one and I think one's also does uh the same thing. I think it also keeps them apart. Do I have the tone values here? Yeah. Onzo is also like 3-4. So I think stomach, belly, uh would have to be like a voice consonant, but then this one seems to be it has two readings. Of course. Ah. Okay. Do and do. Great. Uh maybe I shouldn't. I'll group you here. I'll group you here and then say that let's just check to see if there's any okay, these are all nasals, I think. These are all nasals. Or sonorants rather. So this is like voice sonorant. Wait, no. Voiceless sonorant? Or voiceless sonorant initial. Or is there HN or like HL? Let's just call it that. It's descended from Hacker. Anyway, bye. Goodbye, drumstick. I didn't even see you here. One for human belly, one for animal stomach. I see. I see. Uh I think I remember reading something about that in the Mandarin stuff as well. Wait, that's literally what you said, isn't it? 肚子 and 牛肚. Do we have that here? Stomach, uh, belly. I can spell. What did I have that under? I don't actually remember. Wait, how do I not have this? What? What is okay? Is it like goodness? Which one was that? It's number 44 something, 44A. Oh, okay. It's part of naval. So that's why I can only see the human one. I think I might not actually have the word here. I might not actually have like toe on its own, stomach, belly on its own. So yeah, if that's the case, I'm just gonna mark this as irregular, and then instead of the rest of these. Uh, but then that means these two are irregular. Wait, um, okay, let me just do that and then do that and then mark the ones that are actually irregular as irregular. These and these two. Although there might be something morphological going on with hoi hoi hen. As far as I know, Hakka only uses do, no active reflexive do. Wait, what was the tone that I decided on? As far as I know, Hakka only uses do and no active reflexive do. Maybe there'll be 1 borrowed from Modern Mando. I think if it's borrowed from Modern Mando, it would just go into 3-1, right? Because I feel like that's the major reflex. So this one would be 4-4. 4-4 would be the oh, is it T? Wait, what's T42? T means stop final? Don't actually remember. Oh, for a voice stop initial, I think. Uh, yeah, because a lot of these have like the voice rising to voice departing tone. No clue where it might go. I feel like the most direct, because Hakka and Mandarin basically have the same tonal system, right? Except Hakka still has the distinct entering tones. So if they hear a word from voice rising, or not voice rising, if they hear a word from a rising tone in Mandarin, I think they just put it into their rising tone category, right? Or at least that's what I would assume. But yeah. Anyway, we're here to. I can't believe I got distracted. But yeah. We're here to like make all of these words um voiceless. Me is the one in. Okay. He wouldn't work. Uh, Ni would have to be that. So what? Which one is this? 71. Um, no, wait. These are all the voiced ones. So these are fine. It's the other ones that need to be dealt with. Not these two, because these two are weird in Hakka. Uh, a minute to write the table out. Okay. Uh, ear would be ear would be voiceless. I wish I remembered to check the number of this. 22. So it's 2246. Wait, no, 2283 and the numbers. I immediately forgot what they were. It was 22? Yeah, 2283. So let's see. 22. We have our voiceless retroflex nasal, which, okay, which does look fine. 83, all the way down here for the word I. And then the nasals, or the numerals, which are 5 and 6. I think that should work. And then that means we will have to uh, wait, I didn't even I meant to show this. That's my bad. I keep forgetting to actually do that. Uh but maybe I shouldn't have done that because we're going back to this screen. That's my bad. I'm bad at show I'm still I'm bad at this. Uh let's see. Writing the table out, tone 1, 4/4, voiceless plosive and fricative, peng, voice sonorant song. Yeah. Tone 2. Wait, did I just mess up then? I hope I didn't. Uh wait, let's just turn this off and then do that. I think, did I mess up? 3-1 would be the voiceless ones, which means no, it was right. It was right, thankfully. Okay. Huh. There we go. And then I just have to do that. Okay. Um, yeah. Tone one, voiceless, plosive, and fricative, voice sonorant. Tone two, one, which is voiced, level, peng. Or should I be using Hakka for this? Voice pin. Tone three, one, voiceless, plosive, and fricative, song. Voiceless, sonorant, song. Tone four, voiced everything else, song, key. Wait, even voiceless key. Voiceless checked. Uh, wait, is it key or is it he? It might be he. He. It would be he. Voiced everything else, song, he. Voiceless he. Uh, I don't know if voiceless checked and voice checked. Yeah, I'm not sure if xiang. Yeah, I I might. I'm not sure if like. Yeah, that would be vernacular, and this is like about the least vernacular you could get. He and key are also valid. Okay. Um, I guess my problem question is I'm not sure um that your voiced rising actually goes to voiced departing. I'm not sure that key actually um or or he. I'm not sure that he actually uh absorbs any of the song. But yeah, uh I would have to update the input words. So we have not this one, but ni, I think. Oh, and nyo as well, right? There are cases where they don't. So, like, if there are cases where they don't, I'm more tempted to say that everything that is in he is suddenly words suddenly disappeared. Yeah, I'm more tempted to say that the words where they don't are just where they do. The words where they don't do the whole voiced rising shift are the native ones, and the ones that do are just borrowed from a more like the prestige variety, because there's also like that same thing happens in Cantonese, and I think that's probably the best way to explain it, unless we're tempted to like uh unless we're like reconstructing a whole bunch of different phonemes for those again. Uh, so yeah, I think I also missed out on nyo. Right, because of the whole right. I was just looking at rising and not departing, not departing. I was just looking at rising and not um the other one. Other way around. Cantonese aspirated 5 and unaspirated 6. So let me just do that. Whoops, wrong thing. There we go. Uh, and let's also look at the check tones. Voice check tones specifically. This one's weird. Yo. Oh, because that's how I drew the um that's how I drew the lines. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because I feel like okay, given what we have, it's perfectly fine to say that all nasals go to the rising tone, but given that we already need voiceless nasals anyway, I think it definitely makes more sense to just say that those have voiceless nasal. So this one would be nope, nope, I guess. Nope. This one would be or no. At the time this would be like nope becoming nope and then becoming mo. And then do we not have any of the others? We're six. Did I just completely miss out on six? I did. What a dumbass. Anyway, but yeah, so let's just do that. There's also like basically anything that has a voiceless uh or anything with a nasal and has a voiceless nasal evidence from Southern Ban. Six should have a voiceless nasal two evidence from well, not a nasal, but yeah. Uh what is the evidence for uh yo having a voiceless nasal from Minnan? Because when I'm thinking of Hokkien, like that's always ba instead of uh like anything Sinitic, like bakute or something. Uh where were they? Maybe I should have looked at the numbers. I keep forgetting to look at the numbers. That would be 18, 80. Are those the only two? Yeah, 18 and 80. That's kind of funny. Coincidental. Um, do I still have the ring copied? I do. Or, well, not there. Here. 18 and 80. Down here. I also have Minan Sho. Or Heck. Interesting. I've never heard it. And that also turns into a ha instead of a something like nga or ga. Wait, no, it would be ja, right? That's that's new to me. That is new to me. I have much to learn, evidently. Okay, so let's bring Lexergy back out here and then fix those. So we have yo. Hopefully it can read it. Yo. It's like how it has ha in other nga words. Mm, most famously, I can't believe I don't even know that. Oh, he, right, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, is this also a voiceless nasal? Oh, I just realized this isn't showing the right thing. Uh, mm. Oh, wait, that's not even in the right tone. Uh, yeah, he instead of gi or something. Yeah. Um, what else? We have. Can I just search for this? No, it won't let me. Unfortunate. Uh, Okay, so I think the best thing to do would be look to the evidence. We have we have mo and ngo, I think, or ngo, and then hyok. And then we have our voiceless rising ones, which include uh let me just look this up so you guys can see what I'm doing as well. Um we have ni no, not these ones. These are voiceless, so 22 ni here, or pretty high up at least. Yep, and then ni, and then don't know about bite, don't know about ma, but at least we also have 83, which is ngan. Also, it seems like I don't know how much to read into this because uh originally I thought it was like something to do with body parts because it seems like a lot of body part things also show up in the voice rising, voice no, show up, yeah, all of them show up in or stay in the rising tone. So I was wondering if it was something like a body part thing where it's like affected by semantics instead of, but I guess I don't see why uh body part equals rising unless they unless there's also like evidently a phonetic thing or at least like like some sort of segment that marks it as a body part. Tones are just whatever. Yeah, I if they're going into Yinping, wouldn't it be make more sense for them to be voiceless? I like I would say not really, because tones can just merge whenever into whatever they like. Like normally you'd be like, shouldn't the voiceless entering tone be higher than the voiced entering tone? But then Hakka, like one of the defining characteristics of Hakka is like just the complete opposite. But yeah, there's that. We have this. What's next? Do these work good? These, let's see. Uh, did I mark all of them yet? I am going to mark. I'm going to say I did, and I'm going to save these in the word list. And if I haven't, then shout at me in the comments or something. What should be voice of looking at? But yeah, maybe somehow it still ends up as mo. But yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe it's like conflated with the word for I, the other mo or mo. Wait, if it was voiceless, it would be mo. I guess both of them are mo. Still think it's voicelessness that moved the entering words, the rule words from yang to yin. Yes. Yes. I mean, it definitely is, unless that all of their voicedness flipped. Yeah, maybe conflated. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Uh, what else? Where were we? Where were we before we went on this whole diversion? Uh, I guess I want to do like voiceless sonorants, right? Uh, so I guess class voice voiceless sonorant, and then we're going to basically copy this entire thing. Ah, goodness. We're gonna have like well, I guess I don't have to worry about glides because I explained those via um oh, I didn't realize Sauce wasn't in the stream. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm explaining glides via um the a glottal stop followed by the glide instead of uh a voiceless glide. And also because I think the voiceless glide would be too similar to like here or like here or hua, and that is required for some other correspondences. Correspondences. What am I, a New Yorker? Uh, but yeah. Let's just mark them voiceless. Although I don't think Hra would show up like at all. Oops. Uh, so let's see. Voiceless. Do I have voiceless somewhere? Yes, at Sonorant. So if we applied that, would that still mess up? Yes, because Nyo is. Huh. So when it comes to this tone split stuff, basically I'll have to call this 2B and then this 2C. So tone split 2A is going to be null going to A if it's a voiceless sonorant. I wish I could just do like Hakka giving me nightmares, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm starting to regret picking Hakka out of a hat. Out of curiosity, do any of the Sinitic languages still have voiceless sonorants? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I think at this point all of them have merged. Wait, are there any? I think I would bet that there aren't any phonetic voiceless sonorants, and the only effect of a voiceless sonorant that we can still see is its effect on which tone it merges into. Okay, and then hmm. Yeah, we want to put it there, but okay. Okay. If it's and I guess this is spaghetti code, I guess. B to nothing if it's followed by a spaghetti code. We love spaghetti code. Uh no, wait, the other way around. If it's preceded by a then. And then you should give us the right thing. Yeah. Okay. Spaghetti code. Good. And then once it's split, we want light rising to dark level, and then tone mergers. I guess we could just after this. No, I guess like after the tone split, we could already get rid of the uh, I guess it would be part of devoicing. Not traditionally, but like that's rather annoying. Uh, I can't do R, I can't do glide. I will have to do voiceless sonorant merging into the set of like which one is this? Ma na 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 la. So ma na I probably should have just copied these. That wasn't smart of me. Okay, and then that just applies across the board. And now let's look at nyo. Uh, and I've messed up. How did this happen? This is this is not good. Let's see. Okay, okay. Um, let's stop this before rule 13. Um, you're still right. And then if we stop you before 23A, are you still sane? No. So for some reason you've become no. Uh, why have you become no? What did I do? No. And then oh, because it's retroflex. Okay. Um, we would have to merge this into before this, I think. It's just because of the retroflex stuff. Retroflex nasal merger, and then oh, but then syllabification has to happen before that, which is a problem. So I guess syllabification is somewhat early. I thought it was late because it just seemed like something that happens late. I don't know. This is vibes based reconstruction going on here. God dang it. Can't stop before because it no longer exists. And then I think this should give us the right thing. Yeah. So this would be nyo. And I oh, one sec. I will be back in like a couple of minutes. I have something to deal with. Sorry. I'm back. I'm back. Hello. So Min just has yin for all plain sonorants in Shang. Uh, okay. Yin for all. So that's voiceless for plain sonorants in the rising tone. Oh, is it? Wait. off to find King of Joe. All right. See you, Shirohite. Okay. Now we've dealt with that. I think they would all give the expected results. Um, what are the other words? Yeah, this one stays in hmm, does this one stay in rising? Ni is ni. This would be ni, right? I'm not seeing where the voiceless. Wait, I'm pretty sure that one was voiceless. Was it just? Is it just a font issue that's preventing us from seeing it? Because we have this becoming E. I feel like it is just a font issue, but it's giving the right results, so I guess we could just like not care about it. Okay. Uh, I'm getting pung every which way. Okay. Right, right. Okay. So what next? We have how many of these are wrong? I guess yeah would be wrong, right? Well, Hyot is still wrong. Do we have anything similar to this? Um, apart from Hyot, have no, because this is a T and this is a final K. I guess we could use our our search function. Yeah, okay. So it seems like all before T becomes ah, because quad also becomes fat. But wait, yes, it becomes fat. And well, that doesn't quite matter. Hyot becomes Hyat. And I wish I could like figure out a way to just search one row or one column. So it seems okay. With what we have, it seems like ought becoming at is like a thing that happens. How early can I put it? Let's just call it 12, right? Let's just say that it's sound change number 12. Ought to, I guess it would pattern with like O to ow, right? So I guess we could just call it 13 as well. Ought to uh 13? Or well, we're gonna just call this O to A. And then just give it like a set of conditions. Like so. Not dot. And then if we apply this, we would have hyat, which would be correct. Um what else? Myang would be correct if we look at its relatives. Ya is not. Although, okay. He is what we have here. I think Kyang is correct. Zol is correct, I think. Wherever that is to do. Um, what is Zwol? Where did I put Zwol? Is it after far? No, it's after. It's after fish. Oh, do we have? Okay. I need to get my bearings when it comes to this spreadsheet. Let's see. Tie, tie, tie. Uh, tie. Okay, here we go. Die, becoming tie. Uh, yeah, yeah, these all look fine. Gong is correct. Mao. Mo becoming Mao. Looks right. Because we don't have that. We have Fa, but we also need Mao in there somewhere. Where's Fa? Or not Mao, but Mo. And then let's download this as our words file, or reconstructed words file. And then what's next? Right, we were at Mo. And then the two forms of big, eat, shui, which is who, but that's not something that shows up here. Ta and gyo. Sorry. Gyo. I can't I need to like consciously voice my consonants. Gyo becoming gi would be weird, and again, the Hakka pronouns are all weird when it comes compared with the other Sinitic languages. Gyo and go here, or well, gyo and go. Let's apply these again, and then let's find these two. Gyo and go are here, and they give the right results. Um, Again, pronouns weird. Fish becoming mm, is not correct unless we do need them to syllabify first before we can turn the retroflex into a or before we can palatalize the retroflexes. And that has to happen before a retroflex assimilates. But that means the yaw smoothing has to has to come really early, which was what happened. But then, oh, right, because it's U and not E. So I should also do, oops, not control home, but shift home. Let me just add U as a syllabification candidate. So essentially any high vowel gets turned into a syllabic consonant. And if we look here, becoming okay, we can save this into the Moyen sound changes, and we're good for now. Okay. Uh, we still have to get rid of the initial nasal after syllabic consonant or syllabic nasal, but that I'll leave for later. Hot doesn't simply doesn't exist for Hakka. Maybe I should be removing all the non-Hakka words. So let's start by doing that. Uh, you don't have this form. Kyo is right. Shui is good. So sat. Um, sat seems correct if we apply this. This gives us sat, I think. Yes, because B is higher for once. Shat is correct. Gut is correct. I would be uh one of the ones that's weird. Instead of this would it be something like ngai. Uh, yes, and the name, yeah, would not be correct. Instead, this would be like ik or something like that. But I'll keep it for now. Uh, meat being yo or yo is what they use. Shu is correct. Ing is good. Where are the? Okay, so the next one would be to make, which is kind of a mess, to be honest. Uh, so is what they use. So let's delete the other one. Uh, Hakka uses o instead of vong. Here for big, they use da instead of, or no, they use die instead of da. And then for singular, they actually is well, this one's just weird. I think it would be related to gyo, but it would be gi. It would come from a form that's gi, but as you can see, this is actually correct. I did not mess this up, and even though it's in the 1-1 tone, it's unaspirated, which is one of the weirdest things about it, I think. To hit the one without the nasal final is the one that they use. This, I don't know what to reconstruct for this. I'm not sure about this. Because, well, they don't use a cognate to that anyway. To drink, they use, well, they use the same thing as eat instead of a separate word for drink. They, for black, it's hek, hek. Uh, they don't use hek either. They use a word like ooh. Do ji. Is it? Yeah. Do ji would be something like that. Something correct. Um to stand being ki. Is it B? Uh oh, I see where I messed up. This is another coding issue because uh is it another coding issue? Tone split. Uh key should be, oh right, because it's not just the voiceless sonorants that go to A. No, no, no. Voiceless sonorants go to A, but then we have our uh light rising to dark level, which should get this one as well, right? Have we turned them into aspirates yet? We have. But in any case, if okay, let me just stop it before 4. Stop this before rule 4. And if we look at gyo, this becomes Q. Why are you Q? Oh, because it's gyo and not gyo. Okay, this one's just wrong. This should be gyo in the rising tone. Um, where is it though? Okay, there's one. There's kyo up there, and then gyo would be the one in the rising tone. For some reason, that was not included. Okay. If we don't apply that rule, then if we don't apply that rule, it should still go to the right place. I think 46 would be somewhere here. Well, or I could just search it like this. Huh. Yeah, so this would be key, which is correct. So let's just save that. Huh. And then we can fix that, the general one later. Uh, right. Let's find Gyo or Gyo, and then wait, no, that's not the right one. Whoops, it's the one later that we want. The second one after yes, after that. Oops, this should be X. So let's save that properly this time. Save the right thing. Okay. Uh, right. We have our gyo, and then we don't have the word for ngao, but we do have the word for boy. And then we have fong, we have yan, yan. What is again weird? Loi is not the word they use. Because as you can see, this is singing singing, which is like some variant on like small person. Evidently that's not the word they use for egg. Instead it seems like that's something like Sean or Sean, although I don't think anyone else uses it outside of this group. Well, yeah, there's two of them, but uh it gets used more outside. I think it gets used more in like the Min languages where it's nung. Well, in Hokkien it's nung. I'm not sure about the others. Uh yeah, maybe I should use the HL notation instead of this. Maybe it's easier. I don't know. That's not what they use. It's like another bun or bin or something like that. Uh yeah. So that's not it. So this would be something like bun, bin. Yeah, yeah. So bun would be correct, I think. Uh and not get and not be either. There are just a lot of words for it to give in Sinitic. Sin is what we want. To burn would be sao here. Yeah, sao is right. So let's just head over there. Not that one, but this one. Uh, not, it's not but I think. Although this one's weird as well, because there normally aren't any paths that would bring you from uh like that would give you like a syllabic M. Mm, but this one's not the right one. Hope is good. It's not G but D here. Uh, D that D that. So we'll have to remove these. right? We would have to go with D. And funnily enough, this is also if you look at what is supposedly a close relative of Cantonese, well, I suppose it's not very obvious here, but we have to know is that this language went underwent a chain shift from uh underwent a chain shift involving the change the to and so you have your D becoming A. Like if the input to this was D, then this would naturally become A. So it's either a borrowing or there's like some deeper relationship there. But let's wait until we get to that, which would probably be like months later, judging by how quickly I do this. After with D, we have some sort of I'm not sure about this uh t- because you have your in can like it's just kind of a mess because there are affricate variants, there are fricative variants, and it's just the initial correspondence is something of a mess. Sand becoming sa, I think. Um, let's see if there are any others. So to hide, you have, well, neither really. So let's just do that. Skin is that. I just put down slurp here because it seems like most of these are, well, first of all, it doesn't even have a reflex here. Second of all, most of these seem like surface level onomatopoeic. So there isn't that much of a time depth to them. Uh, ngate or ngate becoming ni, I think. Not sure. This might be eh. I'm not sure about this. Uh, Gyo, Gyo B. So you also use B like Cantonese, but where's I? I is after this. So instead of Tui, this would be something like B or B. Um, they don't have a word for, well, they don't have a cognate word for thick, unlike Ido and Sanha. So I guess we could just keep that there since it's so different that it's obvious that it's different. It's obviously not cognate. I mean, that's good. It's Chui Mo. This I think is a ma, but I don't see. Okay, there we go. Mo. There we go. Even though apparently this one's weird because uh, it shows voice reflexes in other languages that do distinguish them. Okay, nyan. Wait, yeah, this would be mo. Let me just check. Uh, yeah, mok should be voiced if looking at Hokkien and friends. So maybe it's just a change specific to Hokkien. Like this could be, yeah, this could be a change specific. Like the voiceless to voiced change in Mok could be a change that's specific to Hokkien. And Hokkien's out of the scope of our reconstruction anyway. Although I suppose there's nothing stopping us from using like the literary uh borrowed versions of the words from Hokkien. Okay. Uh to run your tail and your pow. Uh How is weird because it's 4 4 instead of something. Zeo Zeo is fine. We could also, I think, if it's colloquial, I think we should keep Zeo more than uh more than Pao, or Zeo rather than Pao. Uh, Diet becoming Diet. I think. Uh, is that evidence for a distinction that others have lost? I'm not sure. Ngan or Ngan. Uh, Hui becoming Foy. I don't think maybe Hoi because Hoi is something else. I think this might have to be like Hoi and with changes to the reconstruction as well. Hoi. Uh, Moi. Like the weird thing about Moi is that I don't think it's Moi. I think it's me or Mui or something like that. But that would be a big change to the reconstruction. Which means we'll have to like go back and make sure the other sets we've done are compatible with it. Honestly, we'll have to do it anyway because we've introduced voiceless nasals now, and we'll have to voice them at some point. Although I suppose that, hmm, I suppose it doesn't really carry that many changes because we could just devoice them whenever and it'll still work properly for the Mandarinic varieties that we were working on previously. We don't know what cry is. Uh, Go is Go seems correct. Quote, no idea. Bong, Bong is right. Con is right. Diam looks right. Ring looks right. Uh, Im Yang or Im Yang both look right. Bird Bird takes its original version, which is Diao, um, which I believe the nasal version is like a taboo avoidance from way back when, because if you uh evolve this forward in Mandarin and Cantonese, they both become not really a nice word. Uh, it's the word for dick. There, I said it. Uh, Xiao works. In this case, you only have quat instead of quan. Uh, Xiang becomes sen, which is weird because it seems like okay. So what I'm seeing is that there are at least a couple words where you would expect in but ended up with n, such as apart from xiang, there's also gen, because no, actually it's the reverse, where you'd expect gen, but no, you'd expect gen, but Hakka has kin, and here where you'd expect, even if it's borrowed, you'd expect sin, but instead it has sen. So again, not sure what's up with that because yang generally seems to be pretty well preserved. Uh, for example, in what was it? In Gyang, the word for neck, further up. You don't want to scroll, but I'll just do it for clarity's sake. Where is the word for neck here? Because you can see Gyang becoming Gyang, but down here you have Xiang, we have Xiang. becoming 像 becoming sen instead. Uh, this is also a weird one. Li becoming the irregularly. Not sure what's up with that. Ngang, more. And then ni sam si. Mm, oh well, that was the velar one. It should be mm, liu, qi, ba, gyu, and then or gyu, and then si, and then yong sim. I think these are all good because these are all like single words with no variants. So if we apply them, we should be good. Let's just call this let's just save this as Moyan again, and then done. All right. Do you want to watch me fix the words for uh the more general set? Honestly, I wouldn't be interested in it. So I'm not gonna show it. All right. I think with that said, I think we're good for today. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry, so I think it's about time I go and eat something, which is also about time I should end the stream. So yeah, let's call it there for today. Same time next week, maybe? Probably like around the same time next week, maybe like half an hour earlier, half an hour later or something. I'll set up the stream, the scheduled stream closer to that date. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And apart from next Saturday's stream here, I am still trying to think of a game to play on Tuesday. Outer Wilds as usual on Thursday. So yeah, if you're into that, go check it out. And yeah, thank you all for coming, and I will see you